We want things before we even know we want them. You have to work hard and swoop on in, and you sit back and you're just like, oh my god, life is fucking good. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm just sharing my 5 easy, simple tips to goal setting. Goal setting is quite a big, I want to say like hobby of mine. I really love just working out what it is I want to achieve or do or be or go, anything that I want in my life. Attraction and manifestation is like a big part of what I'm interested in as well. So I seriously think the two combine so well together. I really think having a sound understanding of manifestation, you don't necessarily need to apply it, because I know in this day and age, a lot of people do find it quite woo. And that's another part of kind of my mission, is just making that whole concept not seem so foreign and just like airy-fairy to people, and making them realize that like it actually works. And obviously there's lots of, you know, different steps to apply with that. You can't just, you know, manifest something like that. I'm not going to get into that because I'll ramble for so long. I just want you to sit down, be really casual. It's Monday afternoon, no one's home, so I'm like, I'm going to film a video. I had no idea what I was going to do. I literally sat at my desk and I was thinking, what is something I just know off the top of my head? And the first thing that came to my mind was goal setting. So I just thought of 5 of my steps that I do not on a daily basis, but whenever I goal set, and I'm just going to share them with you guys. So let's go. So number 1, and what I think is definitely the most important, is knowing your why. Now, a bit of a shameless self-plug here. If you don't already know, I've actually started a podcast, and this is what we spoke about in the most recent episode, so hence why I'm tying that in there. Knowing your why, that is the most important factor to have, because that's what drives your motivation. How often do people set goals with not necessarily huge intention behind it, and they just lose motivation? A great example for this can be going to the gym. Say you have your alarm set for 6 a.m. Making that just that tiniest bit easier is remembering your why. Say you're going to the gym because you want to feel stronger, you want to look stronger, or you just want that really good, satisfying feeling walking out of the gym 7 a.m. knowing you've already smashed out a workout and you have the whole day in front of you. Knowing your why and just keeping that implanted in your mind. I know that's something I'm definitely trying to do. I try and wake up and go to the gym in the morning. I love how going to the gym makes me feel so much happier and more like myself. So get clear. Actually sit down with a pen and paper and think about the exact specifics as to why you want this certain goal. Example for this can be what your ideal morning routine looks like, or the tasks you want to do at your job. Just get really clear, and don't think you can ever get too clear, because the clearer you are, the easier it is to become motivated, because you're so attached to this ideal feeling. So get as specific as possible. All right, being realistic. This is something that I definitely struggle with, but it helps with also maintaining motivation. And also, can you feel a bit more like your goals are more achievable? So setting realistic goals, to an extent of course, helps you to see the goal at the end of the road. Somebody who sets really huge goals and ambitions, and even I'm like, am I going to do that? That can be a bit disheartening. So if you've never really done a whole kind of goal setting concept, definitely start, I don't want to say small, but just start achievable. Start with something that you may not necessarily think you can do, but at the same time, like, you have a feeling you can do it. So don't set this extravagant goal to have $2 million in the next 6 months. Like, you have to get realistic. Start with a couple $1,000s, something where you think you can definitely achieve it. And I find setting the smaller goals, it just motivates you to keep on going. I did an Instagram post maybe yesterday, I'm not too sure when this video is going to go up. It's all about creating motivation, and motivation is inspired by action, and action is inspired by inspiration. So get inspired about what it is you want, so that's by knowing your why and being clear, and then creating the motivation and action. You can start that by doing smaller goals. Have you ever done like a small task, for instance? Like, you start off with a small task, you get them ticked off, and then you're just more motivated with the bigger tasks. Me, with all my uni work, I'd always start with the tiniest things to get me motivated to do these huge assignments. All right, believe. Okay, this may sound like really corny to some people, but this is kind of where the whole manifestation, law of attraction concept comes into it. Believe that you're going to get your goal. Believe that you're worthy of having it. Don't sit back and write out these amazing goals. You want this incredible job, you want to travel to these awesome places, you want to have these beautiful friends, and be like, nah, it's not going to happen. Like, you have to put your whole entire body and soul, pretty much, your whole entire energy into believing that you're going to have that goal. So that also stems back to how achievable it is. If you're going to set some insanely unachievable, unrealistic goal to happen in the next 6 months, a part of you is not going to believe that, no matter how hard you try. So believe. That's why I said to start small. Some tips to kind of help with the believing process, I guess you could say. So this is kind of where it gets different for a lot of people. So for some people, that could be journaling, writing out day-by-day descriptions of how your ideal life's going to be, creating vision boards, meditating, journaling, stuff like that. For some people, that's just not going to vibe with them. So find what works for you, because everybody is different. Everybody has a different concept of has a different way of thinking and viewing the world. So don't just put your nose up to one thing, because manifestation and vision board sounds like a whole shit to some people, but to others, how they live the life they want to live. So test the waters, try some things, don't try some things. Trust your gut, see what feels good for you. If sitting down and writing in present tense the ideal life you want feels really just weird and unnatural, chances are that's not for you. Maybe look at some photos, get inspired, unfollow shit people on Instagram, find the good people you want to follow. Just surround yourself by whatever it is. Like, for everyone's personalities are different. Find what works for you, and once you kind of find that process, you're going to find more things that work and that don't work. So just test the waters. Being proud of your goal. So tell your friends, talk about it. Don't necessarily write it down or think about it and just not tell anybody, because that's kind of showing that you don't believe in it. Like, be fearful and share your goals with obviously people that you trust. A whole Instagram post on it. Talk about it with your closest friends, because even if that concept is quite foreign to them and if you've never spoken about this type of stuff with them, like, chances are this is going to unlock a door in their mind, and you never know what can happen. Like, I've been pretty open and vocal about how much I like to manifest, and I think majority of my friends can't really relate to me on this. I definitely have the handful that solely do, and I definitely can see that I've influenced other people in my life to this way of thinking. Like, it's so cool, like, seeing them say manifest this, and I was like, oh my god, I say that, I tell you. You never know, like, people's minds can change. And number 5 is work hard. I don't know how I feel about the whole quote, fake it till you. I can kind of see why that was created, but I think a lot of people read that and literally take it to heart. Like, you can't just fake this life until you make it. You have to work hard, and that's what I think a lot of people are forgetting, especially millennials in this day and age. I'm definitely a victim of that, and that's something I've definitely realized sooner rather than later, is you have to work hard to get whatever it is you want in this life. You can't just be some good looking person, post a photo up on Instagram and hope for the best. You can't just slack off at work and be like, no, my goal is to become the manager, but I'm a shit worker. Like, it's not going to happen. So one thing I like to think is that hard work never goes unnoticed. This can be in any way, shape or form. You're at a casual job, you're picking up extra hours, you're working harder in the gym, you're getting up earlier than everyone else, you're sitting down, you're taking time for yourself. You're just doing things that are going to help you progress in life. They don't always have to be in a business sense, they can be in a health sense, a wellness sense, in your mind, in your body, in any way, shape or form. That's just going to help you progress and get to the next stages of life where you want to be. So work hard, work really fucking, and also kind of like a bonus, to be patient. We want things before we even know we want them. Realize your hard work, it may not get noticed tomorrow, but it will get noticed when the time is right. It'll get noticed when you're super clear, super mindful about your goals, and you're believing that you deserve them and that you're gonna have them. As soon as you've got all those things down packed, it'll swoop on in sooner than you know it. And when that happens, it's an extraordinary feeling, and you sit back and you're just like, ah, you're like, oh my god, life is fucking good. I can't tell you how many times I think that thought daily, if not so many times throughout the week. I'm just driving my car, I'm just got home from work, I'm out for lunch with someone. In my mind, I'm just thinking, like, life is great, life is awesome, and life does not have to be shit for people. Start with this concept, start with whatever works for you. If this sounds so whack to you, cool, forget it, this video isn't for you. But if you're the tiniest bit interested in this, watch it over again. Pick out the things that work for you. I'm not saying you need to follow 1 to 5 to get the goal that you want to do. These are just what works for me, really simple, clear guidelines to follow. And of course, interpret them, modify them in whatever ways that work for you. And let me know honest feedback. I'd love to talk to you guys, because I just love to talk to new people and connect with them and just see like what I can learn from them and vice versa. I feel everyone in this life kind of has something to bring to your life and some kind of value. So find out what that value is in the next random person you chat to on the street. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a lovely Monday and see ya. I'm going to a ramble. All I do is ramble. Anyway, ramble.